today I'm going to be explaining perspective for urban sketches. This is a simple guide and it's going to be step by step, and I'm going to be showing you exactly not only how to understand perspective and how to decode perspective from a reference picture or from real life, but how to apply perspective into your drawings. This isn't just me demonstrating doing a drawing in 2D perspective, because that's all very well for me to do. It doesn't help you understand, and that's what I'm going to do today. Okay, before we start, I just need to define two terms. Maybe three, maybe two, maybe three terms. The first term is perspective. What do I mean by perspective? Well, what I mean is if you're stood on a flat desert plain and there is an elephant in front of you, the further away that elephant gets, the smaller it gets, yeah? Always thinking, always thinking. That's a little thing I call science. That's what I mean by perspective. Stuff gets smaller when it gets further away. The second thing I want to talk about is, what do I mean by vanishing point? Now, the vanishing point, in terms of perspective, is the point when something gets really small, gets a long way away and it disappears. So your elephant is walking away from you and it's not happy, it's going somewhere else. And as it walks away, at some point, it's going to vanish. The vanishing point is when your elephant disappears. So the third thing I want you to understand is, what does horizon line mean? Well, the horizon line is the horizon line. Okay, you stood on a flat plane, that's the horizon. Do me a little favor, like and subscribe this video. It really helps the channel, helps this video get out there. It's going to cost you nothing. Put a comment in. If you want to wildly insult me in any flavor you choose, put a comment below. And that's it. I'm going again. Right. So I've explained that horizon line is literally, if you are in the desert and you looked into the far distance, you would see the horizon line. And I've mentioned the vanishing point, which is where the elephant disappears. Okay, so the vanishing point will always be on the horizon line. Just remember that. Keeps it nice and simple, okay? And upon that horizon line, you're going to have one vanishing point. If it's single point perspective, so you're looking down a road, you're going to have one vanishing point, so everything goes to that point. Or if you're looking at where two roads come together, so you're looking at a house on a corner of a road, you're going to have two vanishing points. So I can show you here with these simple reference images. This is an example of single point perspective. You're looking down a road. And this is an example of 2-point perspective. Okay, so the vanishing point will always be on the horizon line. Just remember that. Keeps it nice and simple, okay? Now, it's important to stress here that when I talk about horizontal lines in this video, I'm talking about lines on a building that you can put a level on, you know, a spirit level or a laser level, and they would appear horizontal. So if we look at a house straight on, it's going to be the horizontal lines of that house, the window sills, the gutter, all those horizontals are going to be horizontal. But because of perspective, they become angled. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to create a box, which is the reference drawing that you can see on your screen right now, like this. And this is to help you understand. Roughly halfway up the drawing and roughly halfway across is that little lintel there on top of the door. Now, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to just look at the placement of that roof. Let's say the roof is there. We're going to take the line of the gutter, in other words, the roof line here, and we're going to follow that down, and that's going to come down to about halfway to the edge of the drawing. And then we're going to have a look at the roof line, which is the very top line, and we know that's kind of up here. That comes down a bit steeper. That's going to come down to a point about there. Now, if we extend those lines, they're going to come down like this, and then we're going to take the pavement here as it comes around that corner, and we're going to follow that curb, and that goes slightly uphill there. Now, where all those lines intersect, which is about there, that's your vanishing point. The vanishing point is about there at that side, and every single line here then that is horizontal will go to that vanishing point. Now, 2-point perspective. If you're looking at a box or a house that has two planes. You're looking at the side of the house and the front of the house, which normally you are going to see a little bit of the side and a little bit of the front there, two planes. And each of those planes has its own vanishing point. We can find the vanishing point on the other side by doing exactly the same. Is we look at roughly whereabouts that other gable point is there, and then we follow that down. And then we look at what the road does on this side, and that's going to come up there. That's where the curb goes on that side. And that's going to be the vanishing point there. All those other elements now are going to line up with that vanishing point, and all the horizontal elements at this side will line up with that vanishing point. Even the chimneys and stuff. That side of the chimney is an interesting example actually. That side of the chimney goes up to that vanishing point there, like that. And that side of the chimney goes down to that vanishing point. Once we've got those lines in, those rough lines in, we can go and actually do a bit more of a detailed version. I'm going to just draw in some of these lines. We know we've got two little windows here, like that. Now I'm not drawing any of the foliage or anything that's on the house here. I'm just doing a basic sketch just of the house itself, just to demonstrate that method. We know the roof's going to come down like this. There's going to be some chimneys on there. That roof line's going to be there. Now all these windows, they all conform to the same thing. They all follow down to this point here. Now below that we've got a bay window. Now the horizontal element of the bay window is going to be exactly the same. Some funny little details on there. Now any wall details here, they're going to do the same. They're going to come round the corner here and they're going to disappear off up there, and that wall's going to get further away as it gets smaller. And as this comes around the side of the house, there's a little gate there. This wall's going to come down at this angle. Now what makes this drawing slightly more complicated is, hold on, we've got a fence here, is the houses step down as they go slightly down the hill. But assuming that it was just a normal terrace with them running in a straight line, it had come down like this. And then the same would be these. All of these elements are going to be towards that vanishing point. All these windows are the same. All those horizontal lines are going to be heading to this vanishing point over here. And then everything is going to be going over to this one here. Let's put another bay window at that side. It's probably got one there. This is very similar to what my house looks like, this one. I've smeared, but it matters not. That's the principle. Now, here we have another example of really clear two-point perspective. Now, this is an interesting one because what we can do is, again, we can transpose the perspective by thinking about where all these lines go. Now we know the horizon line is roughly kind of there. It's going to go along the bottom, but we can actually see where that line goes. And I'm going to take a line that goes along the bottom of the house and see where they converge on the horizon line. And I'm going to do exactly the same on the other side. There you go. You can see how that works. Now, how does that work when it comes to drawing it? Well, when it comes to drawing it, what you're going to be doing is probably filling the paper, but for the sake of the example I'm doing here, I'm going to do a slightly smaller version, just so I can demonstrate the actual principle. If that's about there, that's going to come down at about that angle, which is going to bring us out to about there. Now the horizon line seems to go up like that. I would say that's our vanishing point there. I know full well that all these lines are going to come down to there. That's going to come down at a steeper angle like that, and then there. Now that balcony pops out a little bit more. That balcony is going to come out to there, and the edge of the roof is going to be there. And actually in line with that is vaguely the edge there. Now running off down at this side, if you follow that line down, it's going to come out quite far there. Now we know the horizon line is about there. We can follow that line all the way up to there. Now, I've not really done this wide enough, but we can extend the drawing for the sake of it down there. This rather convoluted modern house, we've managed to nail the perspective by defining where those vanishing points are, and then coming in and using those vanishing points to construct, again heading down to that point there, a lot of those other elements. And this one here will go to there. Thus, And then if you want to continue in, you know that this line is going to go to there. This line is going to go to there. This line comes down to here. That line is going to go to there. There's an edge there. And then every single window line is going to go to its respective sides. This one is going to go down there like that. And there you go. Again, we're finding the vanishing point. We're looking at those angles. Normally it's the top line and then the bottom line. And that's going to give you your two vanishing points, one on one plane and one on the other. And you know that all those horizontal lines, if they're on that plane, they go to that point. If they're on that plane, they go to that point. Let's take another example. All your verticals are vertical. You don't have to worry about any perspective in the vertical plane. That's what happens as you rotate this around. The vanishing points will move relative. There's three really simple examples, and the reality is when you're out there sketching in the wild, if you're just purely observation, you want to be looking at the angles of the tops of buildings and the bottoms along pavements, and those angles are ultimately going to give you your vanishing point, and then you know that all your lines have to go to there. Now that vanishing point might be off your paper, chances are it will be, but you get used to eyeballing that in space. And once the theory's in your head, it's difficult to shift. What I would say is whenever you get to sit down and draw with a reference drawing, look at the top angle and try and look at the bottom angle. It may be that there's very little perspective in it if it's a true view, or if the view's taken from quite a long lens, quite far away, there won't be a lot of perspective. But if you imagine you look at something like a, you know, like a box or a phone or whatever it is far away, there isn't a lot of distortion in it, but as it gets closer, as it gets more of a wide angle, it's like looking at something in the back of a spoon. It gets really quite distorted. If you see a skyscraper on the horizon, it's going to look like a perfect rectangle. But as soon as you get underneath that skyscraper and look up, you're going to see all this tapering perspective. Perspective becomes more exaggerated the closer you get to something. It's always worth keeping that in mind. The stuff that's in the hyper foreground, whether it's a phone box or, you know, it could be a car or anything, there's going to be a lot of perspective in that. But as things get much further into the background, the perspective flattens off. Whether you're sitting and urban sketching or whether you're looking at a reference drawing, one of the first things you should do is just try and decode that perspective a little bit. Just try and figure out where those vanishing points are, where the horizon line is. And you won't go far wrong. Famous last words. I want to keep these videos pretty short. I won't do any more on that. I could spend a year talking about perspective, but that would be both dull and unnecessary. We're not far off there. If you've enjoyed this, and just before I do the final wrap up, do check out my Patreon channel. There's a link in the description, and it basically, it's Doug's Sketching School. It's a little online series of tutorials. I say series, there's like 200 videos, but it covers the fundamentals of drawing. It covers watercolor, urban sketching, loads of great ideas for simple art projects, lots of complicated projects, intermediate, advanced stuff, you know, cross-hatching, fountain pens, loads of just fun stuff. Do yourself a favor, check that out, and for the price of a couple of cups of coffee a month, you can get full access to all that. There's no commitment. You can just go for 1 month, check it out, see what you think. You can sign up for a year if you want, and there's a big discount for that, but that's my little advert finished. Yeah, Doug's Sketching School on Patreon. Check it out. Thanks. I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope that makes sense. Trust me, once you start putting it into practice and you get used to looking for those vanishing points, looking for that top line and that bottom line, it will become instinctive. Really, in 60 to 100 years, you'll have no problem. Once it's in your head, trust me that once the perspective's in your head, you don't really even have to find those vanishing points. You just instinctively draw it. Just needs a bit of practice. Like a lot of things in life, it just needs a little bit of practice. Well, it's a beautiful day out there. I think I might go for a walk. I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.